And welcome back to the Fast Break Kids, folks. I am Wiley here with Gerard, and we are back at it with the rising and falling. Jared, it's the end of October. So much happened, Jared. It's time for us to really recap the major storylines that everybody has been talking about. Or nobody has been talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
First off, falling. Haha, let's just kick it off here with a real bummer. Cleveland! Yay! Cleveland, congratulations. Cleveland is 0-6. They just fired Tyronn Lue because, you know, what's he doing? Not dominating with that roster of his.
No, that powerhouse.
Kevin Love is hurt right now. A plethora of players who never showed up for the playoffs last year.
In the words of Mark Jackson, look at the Pips saying, "Thank you, Gladys Knight."
That's spot on.
People slept on that one. They slept on that comment from Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson keeping it real. And then you look at the Cleveland Browns, who just fired their coach as well. 2-5-1.
Clean slate, baby.
Fired both the head coach and the offensive coordinator halfway through the year. I mean, Baker Mayfield looks okay. And then the Suns are right behind him. But we're not going to get into that right now. We're in for another heavy-duty Cleveland crap fest for the next few, probably decades.
At least.
Right? Moving forward, rising. This is an easy rising. We don't have to get into this. Derek Lewis, a.k.a. My Balls is Hot.
My balls is hot. Sizzling balls.
Sizzling. There should be some flames going on down in the undercarriage. You want to know more about Derek Lewis? Check out our previous video on him. He just needed to be up on the wall. Falling. Teddy. I don't even remember his last name. The child who was left at his birthday party by himself. None of his schoolmates showed up. His mom decided to take a picture and further embarrass him. Teddy's mom is falling too.
This is just some kid, and he just didn't. Just nobody went to his. Loser. He's a little bit of a loser. Nobody showed up to his birthday party. It's okay, Teddy. It happens more and more.
Welcome to life.
But she's like, I'm going to capitalize on this. What possible explanation could there be beyond, I just want to capitalize on this horrible instance in my kid's life? Post it to social media. The Phoenix Suns hear about it. They're like,
let's really give him
let's really ruin this kid's birthday. They give him tickets to go to the game where we got blasted, I believe,
by the Lakers.
By the Lakers of all people. He sat front row seat, and they took pictures, and they gave him a jersey, and he met Josh Jackson, the king of. He's ruining everything. It was a disaster, dude. This poor kid.
It's not good. Moving forward, Amy Schumer falling for so many reasons.
I'm surprised you could fit her on the board.
She's falling for so many reasons. For one, she's terrible. Her movies are not funny. She's not that funny.
Yeah, her comedy's not funny either.
Overrated. All right,
not funny.
Not funny.
I think I've seen her. I think I saw her on Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in cars, shoving Hot Wheels up their butts. That's not what it's called.
Wait a minute.
She was on there, and I'm pretty sure it was her. There has never been a guest less funny than she was. I don't think I genuinely, and this is not just I know a lot of people, they like to fanboy out and they like to hate because they just for the sake of hating. I genuinely think she's not funny at all.
Besides that, she brings up just a few weeks ago, I'm making a stand. I'm not going to do any Super Bowl commercial or anything to do with the NFL because of the Kaepernick situation and the kneeling situation.
So she decides, after this thing is pretty much blown over.
Yeah, nobody's talking about this right now. It's pretty much okay, it's out the door, we're done, we're moving forward.
Probably because it took her a long time to get in the door.
And you know what, frankly, who cares if you're not going to do a Super Bowl commercial?
Who the heck is Amy Schumer anyways?
I know.
Who cares what she thinks?
There are a lot of NFL fans out there.
What overlap? In that Venn diagram, what overlap is there between the NFL and Amy Schumer, even in terms of fans There's
it's not
zero association between the two.
Because I know some like performers have said they're not going to perform at the Super Bowl because to boycott the NFL.
Nobody asked you, Amy.
Go ahead, boycott the NFL. I don't really care if you don't want to deal with the NFL. The whole boycotting the NFL thing is just dumb. It's like a dumb mom thing to say. I'm not even going to watch football anymore.
Right.
I'm going to boycott it.
Wow. You warrior. You know what?
What a statement.
I'm going to remember that for 5 minutes into my 6-hour football watching session this Sunday.
I just forgot about it. Rising Jared. U.S. gymnast and gold medalist Simone Biles. Now, I know what you're wondering. Wiley, why are you putting a U.S. gymnast on the board? The Olympics aren't even near.
My question was, why is she eating her gold medal?
Another good question. I will answer one of those. It will be the first one.
Okay.
Second one, I don't know. We just had the World Championships in gymnastics. Obviously, gold medalist at the previous Olympics. Fantastic. Go USA. But apparently, they just won the gold medal at the World Championships. She dominated.
It's probably because she eats gold.
Apparently, she had kidney stones. Wow. She was performing the entire time.
Did she have those things shaking around in there?
Kidney stones just shaking around in there as she's out there doing her gymnast stuff. For her to go out there with kidney stones and destroy the world, destroy other women who didn't have kidney stones and did this for a living, pretty impressive. Anyways, Jared, you have the floor now.
Okay, well, first off, following the Simpsons /Society /SJWs, it's just a real you-know-what show out there, guys. So, there's been some outcry against Apu from The Simpsons. Frankly, I'm not a Simpsons fan. I don't really watch the show, but I do recognize its place in culture. It's been on.
And you played a lot of Simpsons Hit and Run.
Played a lot of Simpsons Hit and Run. They're removing Apu from
the
show, which is a beloved character for a lot of people. People are expected to cater to or be accepting of absolutely every subsection of people. Eventually, we're just going to be left with this vanilla, boring product that really has no zest. Golly, it doesn't offend anybody. I don't know what to say. It's getting bad out there. One person wants to get upset. And I use that term relatively. I mean, it's not one person, but in the scope of that show's audience, it might as well be. I don't know who's responsible. I haven't done a ton of research, but that's the long and short of it. And it's...
Boo!
Good. Next up, falling. The Phoenix Suns.
No!
The Phoenix Suns are the Amy Schumers of the NBA right now. And that can change. I trust Kokoshkov. I think we have some good talent. DeAndre Ayton, I'm embarrassed for the Suns. DeAndre Ayton looks like he already knows he's the best player on the team. With the exception of Devin Booker. He's out there, and almost every time he touches the ball, something good happens.
Yeah.
And almost every time anybody else has the ball and takes it to the hoop, it's a nightmare. I'm talking full on, just coughing it up for no reason, throwing it out of bounds, moving screens. We have bad looks all the time, but even the good looks aren't falling. Devin Booker's been hurt for the past few games, but Devin Booker hasn't looked that great either. That doesn't mean I've given up hope on the Suns or Devin Booker or any member of that team. Josh Jackson has looked terrible, but I still have faith that these guys are going to pull through. Trevor Ariza and Ryan Anderson are awful. They're terrible.
Get them out of there!
The whole thing with the Rockets, the whole trade was a big stink fest, and we got the raw end of it.
Are you sure we got the raw end of it? Because they didn't get anything in return either.
But they don't have to pay Ryan Anderson. We got screwed.
Yeah.
That was not good. It was very bad. It was a huge mistake. I think the Suns can turn around, but it's rough right now. All right, next up, falling. The WWIII. The WWE is like the most confusing organization of all time in some ways.
It's still being run
It's
by
like-
Vince.
it's
That's
like-
why.
But you can't, and it's clear that they're just like going through the motions in terms of like PR stuff.
We're gonna
Like,
monitor the situation.
Yeah, the women's
that
division,
mean?
it's like pure necessity. It feels like that constantly. Like they're doing what they feel they have to like keep people satisfied. And this is coming at a time where we just watched a full women's pay-per-view. It's just so bad. They do this, and why I say going through the motions is they go through all the trouble of doing all that stuff, and then they have a pay-per-view in a country that literally the women are not allowed to perform. It's illegal. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the governing body killed a guy, and like they've admitted to killing the guy.
Yeah. That's not funny. I didn't
It's
mean
not
to laugh
funny.
for
No,
that.
that's not
why
funny.
I'm
But the
laughing.
fact that they're like, yeah, monitoring the situation, and they're just like doing it anyways. They're just like,
not
oh
only
well.
that, they doubled down and they're bringing Hogan.
They're bringing
Hogan
our
into the
man
mix.
in the building. We're real Americans, fight for the rights of. Dude, that guy is going to start World War III in there. Hey, brother, and he's gonna like. I'm so happy to be here in Afghanistan or something stupid like that. Falling. Buzzfeed.
Again!
Yeah.
Man!
I've had it with you, Buzzfeed!
Buzzfeed.
Fortnite costumes. Falling. I just hate it. I hate Fortnite. I hate the Fortnite dances. I hate the costumes.
Fortnite costumes cross the line.
Cross the line.
Too many levels.
Balls are mine. Last up, the city of Tucson.
Woo!
Falling.
Oh.
Falling. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, I don't have anything against your uncle or your brother or your son or your daughter. For the workers, for all the whatever. I have a problem with the people in charge of making the decisions of these projects that they keep starting all over town. All over, and then spreading themselves so thin that it takes them like years, months to complete.
If they really like focus
If
on
this
it,
was
it's
California,
like bam!
if this was California, we would have already been done with the INA exit, but
Yeah.
because we're Arizona and we're run by a bunch of jokers, we have to not use
Kirkpatrick.
an entire exit to I-10 has been closed off for 2 years. Going on, we're moving past the 2-year mark. It's horrible. Today is Halloween. Spooky stuff, guys. Let me tell you,
Dude.
I tried to drive up one of our roads, one of the larger cross streets in this part of the city, and they just decided today is Halloween. There's gonna be massive traffic. We're just gonna scoop up the asphalt and redo that. Like they had to slow traffic down to 5 miles per hour at that intersection. It's backed up. It's backed up like a half mile. Like why? The dumbest stuff. That's the dumbest decision.
Trick or treat, Jared.
Yeah, smell my feet, you dumb idiots. and then I was sitting at a light. I was trying to turn left on this light, and there was nobody on the other side to come over because there's construction.
Right.
So I was in the lane, like technically like in the lane to the left of the thing that sensor. It wouldn't trigger the sensors for the light, and nobody would come for 5 minutes. I was waiting there 5 minutes. Every 20 seconds going, somebody's gonna show up now. Finally, I turn right. I go, and I take a U-turn about an eighth of a mile, and I turn, and there's like people, there's like a whole thing, and cars coming, and I like, and I like wipe some miles off my car's life. You know what I mean? With this move, I like, whoop, and I like, so I don't like stop anybody up too bad. And I gun it, and then at that light, there's a guy. That triggered the light, and I hit that red light, and I almost went on a shooting spree right then and there.
Jared's gonna simmer for another month, and then I'm sure November is gonna be awesome.
I am sizzling hotter than that man's balls right now.
Whoa!
It's way too
Whoa! Well, that does it for October. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, as always, keep it clean, keep it fresh, keep it fun. For Jared, I'm Wiley. It's been the Fast Break Kids. We'll see you next time.
All right.